What's up everybody, Tony here with iTech Check, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Samsung 32-inch 4K monitor that just came out last month. This is the 32AM702U monitor. Now I'm really excited for this because it's got built-in speakers, it has USB Type-C connection, it also has Tizen, which allows you to run apps such as Hulu, YouTube, and everything right from the monitor. It comes with a remote control. Another cool feature is it has built-in Wi-Fi, so if you have a Samsung device that has wireless DeX, you can connect wirelessly to this monitor with DeX and use it as a portable PC. It also has USB Type-C, again, that you can connect directly to your Samsung device and use DeX that way as well. We're really excited for this. Again, it's a pretty thin box. It's just really big, so I can't put it all in frame, but we're going to go ahead and see how well it's packed and what you get inside the box. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so here is the monitor. It looks pretty nice. The stand is metal on the bottom here, and then it comes with a little kind of plastic piece that connects more to the monitor itself. It also has some degree of tilt. It tilts back pretty far, so it has a pretty good range if you needed to tilt it at all. And then here's what came in the box. You got your manuals. Here you have your remote control. Pretty nice. It's got a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, a couple AA batteries, the power cable, and it also comes with an HDMI. Okay, so here we are on the back of the monitor. As you can see, it has a VESA mount. It also has 3 USB ports. And on the opposite side over here, it has 2 HDMI ports and USB Type-C. This monitor does not have DisplayPort capabilities, but it does have that USB Type-C cable. The monitor also does not lift up and down. It's pretty much stationary, so if you need to do that, you're probably going to need to get like a movable arm. And that's pretty much it for the back. So let's go ahead and power it up and see what it looks like. Okay, so here is the monitor. It is now mounted on my VESA mount, and I'm going to power it on for the first time. So here we go.
Please select your language.
Nice.
The accessibility function is available when you press and hold the volume button.
All right, we're hooked up to the wireless network. So far, so good. Okay, so you're going to want to sign in with your Samsung account or create one if you haven't, because you're going to be able to download apps, auto set up the monitor, and connect with SmartThings. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my account. Okay, so I'm going to choose to sign in with my Galaxy Note 20. We'll go ahead and open up the camera app, and we'll go ahead and scan the QR code. And that takes us to the website where we can log in. So it looks like you can mirror whatever's on your phone screen on the monitor simply by just tapping on the screen. We'll go ahead and test that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and hook up the monitor with the USB cable directly into my Note. HDMI connected. We'll go into our phone here and we'll turn on DeX. Go to the source USB Type-C. As you can see, it's mirroring my screen. So the colors seem a little kind of washed out. They're close, but it's not exactly what I have on my phone. So let's go ahead and see if we can change that. So here we are in the settings here. We have our picture mode, standard and dynamic. We have our brightness, contrast, sharpness. So we'll go back. We'll pick dynamic. Now the colors are better represented than what's on my phone here. they're still just a tiny bit washed out. They're not as vibrant, but they still look pretty good. So let's go back into our settings. So there's our picture, 16 by 9. You can change to fit on the screen or zoom, eye care, adaptive picture, optimizes brightness, and provides the best picture quality in real time based on your lighting environment. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. Expert settings. Here you can change pretty much everything you need. Color tone. Warm 1 and 2. I think standard probably looks the best, so we'll keep that on. Shadow detail. It's a lot of things in here you can change. Just not with it connected to the USB Type-C. A lot of them are grayed out. So we'll go over to our sound output, monitor speakers, or Bluetooth speaker list, which is awesome because if you have Bluetooth speakers, you can go ahead and hook those up. Sound mode, adaptive sound, amplify. Then we have expert settings, balance, EQ, digital output audio format. Let's see what pass through, PCM, and auto volume, sound feedback, reset sound. We have our game mode, ultra wide game view, general, voice, network, system manager, external device manager, input signal plus, input device manager, device connection manager, Apple AirPlay settings, that's awesome, eco solution, power saving mode, motion lighting, auto power off. Choose how long the monitor will wait before turning off after no use. So we'll go ahead and, wow, only 4 hours. Probably want less than that, but accessibility, high contrast and large. Smart features, auto run, smart hub, auto run last app, reset. We have support. There's a software update. Is there a software update? Yes, there is. So we'll go ahead and do that update right now real quick. Okay, so that's it for the settings here. So we'll go back and go home. All right, so here we're back on the screen mirroring. As you can see, there really is no lag. It moves pretty smoothly. Very nice. Okay, so here we have the Samsung DeX. Go ahead and use my screen as a mouse. Moves pretty good, nice and smooth. The monitor using DeX seems kind of, it's not very sharp. So I'm going to see if we can change that. It's a tad bit better, but still it's a little, maybe it's just the DeX. It just looks kind of not very sharp. But anyway, here we have our web browser. But like I said, I don't know if it's just the DeX or what, but it does seem a little fuzzy. It's not super sharp, but I'm going to connect it to my iMac and we'll see how well that works out. So, I mean, DeX works and it'll get you by, but it's not, doesn't seem like the best. But again, we're going to check to see if it's just DeX or if it's just the monitor itself, because this looks pretty sharp. When we're not in DeX, everything looks it looks really nice. So I'm thinking it's just DeX that's not really sharp, because everything on here with the screen mirroring looks amazing. So again, here is the remote itself. You pretty much use the middle button here to select, and then the outer ring to move up, down, left, and right. You got your microphone. I don't know what this does. Let's see. That's the picture mode button right here. We have play, pause, your home, back button. This is the volume button. You just click, push up to raise the volume, push down to lower. There's your channel button, You have a Netflix button, a Prime Video button, and your web browser button. Takes you right to the web. And then you just move the mouse by clicking the little thing here. Probably a couple of years now, and I think it sounds pretty good. I use it for all my videos, so every video you've ever seen for the past... So the volume gets pretty loud, which is really good. Right above me, right here. So picture looks pretty good. The colors are vibrant, as you can see from the little green cube that I have. So that's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and hook this up to my computer and see how well it looks. Alright, so this is hooked up to my iMac right now. It does look like it is in 4K. We'll go ahead and double check. So as you can see, it is hooked up to my iMac right here. We are in ultra high definition 4K at 60 Hertz using USB Type-C only for display. And everything looks very nice and clear. Definitely will say that it was the DeX that wasn't looking very good earlier. Let's go ahead and bring over some Photoshop here. That looks really good. It is nice and sharp. I am pretty pleased with that. It looks really good. Very nice. There is also a little power button on the bottom here. If you press that, you'll see to get your volume up, volume down, and your source. So this Samsung monitor only gets to about 250 CDM, and it's at full brightness right now, so I cannot make it go any brighter. But I'm also in a very well-lit studio office. There's a very bright light above, and I can easily see the monitor still. So I don't think it's too low. I think it's good enough. So here's a little comparison between the Samsung and my iMac. Again, it's hooked up to my iMac just using the USB Type-C cable. You can visibly see that the iMac is much brighter, and the iMac does get a lot bright. It gets brighter than this. As you can see, the color representation is very close to the iMac. It's just a little bit dimmer. If you look at the yellows here, they're pretty close. The greens just not as bright on the Samsung, but the representation between the two are pretty good. The sharpness again on the Samsung is really good. Nothing looks blurry. I'm pretty happy so far. Now you can kind of go into the settings of your computer and kind of tweak the color settings. Here is the Samsung profile. Here is the Apple profile, which kind of makes things a little darker. Color seems to be pretty good though. It's not washed out like kind of like the Samsung one was, so it looks definitely a little better there. There's a whole bunch of different profiles you can do, so you can still kind of tweak it on your computer as well to kind of try to match some of the picture brightness. Okay, so here we're on just a regular Amazon web page. Everything is very well lit. As far as the viewing angles go, they do get slightly dimmer when you're not looking directly at it. So even me just kind of like looking off center of the monitor, it does dim a little bit, makes it a little harder to see, but if you're looking at it straight on, you don't really have any issues there. So we'll go ahead and take a look at a black background here and see if there's any color bleeding. So I can say looking at this screen at in pretty much total darkness, it looks pretty good. Definitely looks a lot better when there's not a whole bunch of light shining down from above. It's not eye straining, so the picture brightness is definitely good. It does look like there might be a slight bit of light bleed. So here we are in the darkness on a black screen, and as you can see, there is a white haze around pretty much the whole screen, and that's exactly what I'm seeing, even looking dead on at the screen. And if you look at it from an angle, at pretty much any angle, the haze is pretty prominent. So it does look pretty even, so the haze is evenly distributed across the whole screen. So if you're looking for a totally black monitor, then you might want to stay away from this if this bugs you. So again, here's a little comparison of a picture of me. Of course, I do have the brightness up a little more on my iMac, but that's how clear it is on a 5K, and then there it is on the 4K. I think it looks pretty good. It is nice and clear again. As you can see, it is definitely a lot brighter on the iMac, but the picture quality is definitely good. And it is a matte screen. It's not shiny at all, so you won't see any reflections in the screen either. So if we want to watch a YouTube video, we can hold the little microphone in, open YouTube, and that's pretty cool. And then the monitor just died. After 2 hours of testing for my review, the monitor just didn't want to display anything anymore. I tried power cycling it. I made sure that power was going to it. I unplugged all of the connections. The display would not show anything. I even just tried turning it off and on with the remote. I tried turning it off and on with the power button, and it was just pretty much dead. Then I turned off the lights, and I could see that the monitor was trying to power on. You could see a slight haze from the monitor, and then it would just shut off again. And then you'd wait a few minutes, and then the haze would come back like it was trying to come on, and then it would just shut off. And I was really excited for this monitor too, because it had a lot of great features, and I got it for $80 off on Black Friday. And it's got built-in Wi-Fi, it has USB Type-C, it had a remote control, it had apps that you could use to stream videos in case you want to use it as like a TV from far away if you wanted to. There were a lot of good things on paper going for this monitor. Now, there were a couple things that I didn't get to show you because it died before I could finish my review. One of those things was that haze that you saw in the video. It was really bad when you turn off the lights and you watched a movie, and there were some dark scenes in the movie with that full brightness. There was a lot of haze, and it was kind of off-putting when you were trying to watch a movie. It was really bad. But if you use the adaptive brightness, it would turn the brightness down, make things darker, and it did reduce that haze quite a bit to where you can actually enjoy the movie, but then it also made the scenes even darker than they already were. Now, I did try that Tap 2 mirror with my Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and it wasn't working at first because I didn't have the things enabled that needed to, but it did work. I enabled Smart Things and Tap to View, and I tapped it on the side of the screen, and it did have the pop-up to screen mirror the phone directly onto the monitor, and it seemed to work pretty good. There was a little bit of a lag, and it wasn't high resolution, but it did work. Another really cool thing was that the monitor was able to play movies directly from a hard drive or a flash drive. So if you had certain types of movies, it wouldn't play all of the movies that I had. A lot of them were MKVs. Some of it played, some of it wouldn't play. But it's really cool. You just take your flash drive or hard drive, plug it directly into one of those USB ports on the back, and it would have a built-in application to play those movies, which is pretty cool. Now, I have since taken that Samsung back, and I just went ahead and bought an LG. The picture's nicer than on the Samsung, and it's definitely brighter. So until Samsung gets their act together and makes a monitor that won't die after a few hours, I would probably steer clear of this monitor until then. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell to let you guys know when I put out new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.